simply was talking about making friends. I met Dhruv last year in California during the Summer of Code Mentor Summit. Very fun moment. So, Dhruv, please take your time. You were talking about building a global network through GSoC. Go ahead.
Thank you, Philippi. Thank you for such a beautiful introduction. Yeah, I do cherish the time that I had with all the Rocket.Chat mentors last year in California at Google's office. And it's really, good to see all the familiar faces once again, and hope to meet you soon again. Right. And good evening, folks, who all are joining from India, and greetings from my side for the people who are joining all across the world. My name is Dhruv Jain. I am a past GSoC student and a mentor at Rocket.Chat. I'm currently working as a senior software engineer at Gojek. It's an on-demand services company in Southeast Asia. Um, uh, I'll be talking today. Today, I'll be talking about building a global network through GSoC. So, I would actually like to share a story with you. It's a story. It's actually my personal experience, and my experience with Rocket.Chat, right? And it was pre GSoC. So it's more about contributing to open source than GSoC. So it's a story that I actually will cherish. I think throughout my career, and it has given me, a really great start to my industry career. In software engineering, especially. So I'll be talking today about my GitHub bug bounty story while I was contributing to Rocket.Chat. So I started my contribution back in 2020, end of 2020 in December with Rocket.Chat. And during that time, we were, we were a couple of, students, me and Rohan, who were actually working on an idea where we wanted to simulate a Gitter-like experience in Rocket.Chat. So we had Murtaza and Singh as our mentors during that time, and we were actually hacking things in order to build a POC or a MVP around that GitHub project. So during that time, I was actually integrating a GitHub SSO with Rohan on that project. And it was a Sunday early morning, and I was actually doing the integration for the SSO. And suddenly I was going through the API documentation of GitHub. And while going through, I was just playing around with those APIs. And to my surprise, I just noticed that if I'm actually trying to, pass some random string in the query parameters of SSO API, along with the authorization key, which is not having the exact, um, the access requirements for which I'm trying to access the resources, and it was still giving me the response as success, and the desired list of those resources which are not supposed to be accessed on that level of access that I had. So it was very surprising for me to notice this thing, and I quickly called Rohan, who I was hacking with during that time, and we jumped on a call, and I shared this finding with him, and I actually asked him, like, do you think is if this is actually real, or it's something that I'm missing from my end? So we dig deeper, and we were quite confident about this thing. So I told him that let's you know file a bug bounty around this in the GitHub bug bounty program, which is on the HackerOne platform. And to my surprise, like as soon as we filed the whole POC during that day, and kudos to Rohan, like That is the level of network that we build when we contribute to open source. Rohan was a stranger to me, and we only met when we both joined Rocket.Chat during the same period of time during December 2020. And he helped me around and was on the call, on the same call. And in about 7 to 8 hours, we filed a POC on the HackerOne platform, and we filed the bug. And finally, that bug was triaged, and it was accepted, and finally was fixed. The vulnerability was fixed on the GitHub authorization systems. And to my surprise, like, I was offered a bug bounty of 10,000 US dollars along with a CVE under my name. And it was a very fulfilling experience for me, and a booster for me to step into the software engineering career during that time. And from that day onwards, like, it's a roller coaster ride. I've met a lot of folks all across the world, through open source, through GSoC, through Rocket.Chat, right? Even last year, when I was in California at Google's office, I met Rohan over there, because he's actually working in Amazon in Sunnyvale. And it was really nice talking to him, and sharing our experiencing and meeting him for the first time in person. So that is the level of, or I would say, the power of building network through open source. There are a lot of stories that I have with me throughout the open source journey that I have till now with Rocket.Chat. There's another aspect that I want to share with you guys around my experience of open source, and how it is helping me within my job today itself. Like, I'll give you an idea around. So we actually in Gojek, we actually run a boot camp program where we hire new graduates every year. And during this bootcamp program, we train them, and try to fill the gap that is there between the academia and the industry experience that we want as a fresher who is joining and contributing to different sorts of project within Gojek. When I applied for the bootcamp as a mentor, the one of the success criteria for that mentorship program is that you need to have some open source experience. And every time when I apply for this program as a mentor, I'm always selected, and I get a chance to interact with the students, and fly to Indonesia at my headquarters, and attend the boot camp. And again, next month I'll be flying off to Indonesia to attend this boot camp, and share my experience of open source journey with the new grads who are joining us. Part of the experience that and the power of network that we have around the open source. Last year when I met the folks from Rocket.Chat, I even explored, having quite fruitful discussions with them, which were partly technical and partly, of tech topics. And one of the technical topics around the conversation and the myth that I see in open source today is, there are very less projects around MQTT, and that is what I am actually using in Gojek, and where we are actually powering the world's Southeast Asia's largest MQTT cluster to serve the push notifications to the users that we have, be it Gojek drivers, be it Gojek food merchants or customers, and the kind of savings that we have done till now is immense using that tech. And so meeting people, industry leaders, or the experienced folks from Rocket.Chat, and having technical discussions with them, how we can leverage this tech, in order to power more set of use cases, and how to bring this thing into open source is what I'm actually currently planning about. And that is how open source is shaping every decision that I'm taking these days. Is a reflection of what I have contributing back in 2020 and till now. So I think it has an immense impact on my life personally, and I feel that it would be the same for the folks who are joining this year for the first time, and getting them introduced to open source is a way of contributing back to the open source community from where I actually started. With this, I would like to wish you very best, and I hope you all can submit the best proposal that you can this year, and wish you best of luck.